My name is Mason Garrison. I'm the Director of Football Sports Performance at Youngstown State University. The players would describe me and my staff, I think, as tough but fair, coaches with high expectations, but ultimately loving and caring. For myself down through my staff, I think that's most important, and I do hope they feel that every single day. I do love what I do. What we do collectively is not for the faint of heart. It's early mornings and long days. In the fall, it's 7 days a week for 3+ months. And the love I receive from the athletes and the coaches alike make it all worth it. So I absolutely love what I do, and I think you have to in this profession. I played football at the University of Cincinnati. I tell everyone I played, but most of my time was spent injured, which is tough and difficult and challenging as that might have been. It was probably the best thing for me. It just created that path for me kind of naturally. So when I graduated, I got into coaching. I spent time at the high school level. Loved it, fell in love with it, to be honest, and just didn't love the X's and O's. The weight room was kind of my calling. I had a great relationship with those strength coaches at Cincinnati. Some of my biggest mentors in my life. They influenced me even to today. So it was kind of an easy transition. Yeah, so we've had PlayerData for about a year now, and it's been terrific. It's been absolutely fantastic and invaluable for us as a program. The aspects of PlayerData that make it great, for one, the simplicity, right? There's other brands or wearables that are very complex, and for us, we have to be able to digest data and interpret it to our players and coaches in the most sensible way. So for us, PlayerData does a tremendous job with that. And working with the LPS systems that PlayerData has, like I said, it's very invaluable. For one, there are certain things that a coach's eye is not going to be able to catch. And this GPS and LPS system allows us to see all of those things at a very fine detail point, right? Especially with us having to work indoors almost year-round. It's very convenient, and it's very cost-effective for what we're looking for.
My experience with PlayerData, I've honestly really loved it. I've used a couple different systems. All of the systems have their positives and their negatives, but really off the rip, a lot of features that were really drew us to that. First and foremost, I think a lot of people talk about it, is just the ease of actually using the unit. And on top of that, being able to run everything right off your phone is super convenient, right? Like being able to quickly change unit assignments, where when we had them in the summer, when we had 3 different run groups, we were able to triple our coverage with the units, where if we had 35 units, we were able to put 105 guys in units.
The data we receive from wearing these PlayerData vests, I love to look at it. It's cool to track and compete with other teammates and being like, oh, I'm faster than you, or something like that. And it's also cool to see for myself personally, to see myself getting faster and what I'm personally capable of with all of the technology that we use as tools here.
The best part about coaching for me is building the relationships. And at Youngstown State, I'm in a very unique position where I've been around a lot of the same guys coming up on their 5th year. And it's so unbelievably cool to see what their development has looked like as young men and as athletes as well. And that's truly something I'll always cherish and appreciate. It's an unbelievable program, an unbelievable institution to work for.